Hello and welcome to the 30th, the big 30 of Duck Size Horses, the comedy podcast that answers all the would you rather questions that we hopefully think you've wanted answered. I'm Jack Higgins.
I'm Nathan Haratt.
And I am very excited for episode 30.
Me too. It
seems like episode 20 was only not so long
ago.
ago.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
I was having a little look back at our sort of previous episodes when I was looking at the question that got spat out by the
What, for episode 30?
yeah, from the spreadsheet of wonder. And I was like, well, I'm sure we did something about smells.
Yeah, we've done a smell one.
In episode 17 it was, and that was around this time last year.
Was it really?
I think, yeah. Well, it would have been 12 months on would have been episode 29 or so.
Yes.
So
That's some fantastic maths there, mate.
close to it. Oh, it's less fantastic when you consider I was just sat on the train trying to think about it for a good 45 minutes.
That's quite sad. That is quite sad.
I was like, wait, so 12 add 17 is... And eventually I got there.
You got the answer.
So yeah, we are here for the 30th episode.
We are.
10 away from episode 40. If we
That's fine maths too.
it is. I'm
Some great maths on show this evening, Higgins. I'm
if
impressed.
I'm just flexing my maths. I've got a GCSE in counting.
I don't.
But yeah, little insight into our question there.
Yes.
It's all about smells.
It is.
And
It is about smells. And it is also ridiculous, in my opinion.
It's very, very silly.
It is a very silly question.
So we'll jump onto that in just a second's
Yes.
time. But before then, a little shout out to everybody who's
Yes.
got in touch and has listened to episode 28 and 29 that we recorded back to back.
We did. That was great fun.
And yeah, thanks for commenting and on liking the posts and getting involved with the question.
Yeah.
Which is...
Would you like me to read the question?
Let's do this.
Actually, before I read the question, the last bit of admin, and we always forget to do this bit, and I always enjoy it, because at the moment I'm winning, is the scores. And they are currently Jack Higgins 13, Nathan Haratt 16.
All right.
So it's quite close.
The comeback's on still.
You've mounted a great comeback. So yeah, you could well close the gap even further tonight. And I've got to be honest, I think you will, because I'm not feeling confident.
For
many reasons.
I've got a feeling this might come down to a coin toss. If previous episodes are anything to go by.
Have you got the coin prepared just in case?
I have not, but I can see a button on the
That'll do.
table over
We'll
there.
We'll do a button toss.
So,
are you ready for the question?
hit me with the question.
I'll hit you
Nathan.
with the question, and then we'll go straight to the polls to hear how the good people of the world have responded. That was very kind of Eurovision-y, wasn't it? How the good people of the world have responded to the question. So, the question for episode 30 is, would you rather... I can't believe I'm reading this out, to be honest, but I'll do it anyway. Would you rather sweat honey or smell like a skunk?
The polls have gone...
I can't believe people have given up their time to answer this question.
Well,
on the
obviously,
polls.
it's burning questions.
It is. It's an
in
important
people's
question.
mind. And, you know, that it would take up a good portion of your day.
It
if you
would.
got presented with that. As it's going to for the next half an hour or so.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, the good people over at facebook.com/duck-size-horses
Nice.
have gone 80% sweat honey,
Wow, that's high. That is high.
20% smell like a skunk.
That's incredible.
So a little shout out to everybody there. In fact, I'm going to jump to Twitter first and give the answer there. So
Oh, you tease.
So there's 90% sweat honey
Whoa.
and 10% skunk. So nobody wants to smell like a skunk.
You surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, if you can believe it, not one single... Well, some people...
Some single people.
Want to...
Probably single people.
So yeah, the majority of people want to sweat honey.
Amazing.
So a little shout out to Alicia, Jack, Harriet, John, Guy, Tim, Lauren, Brogan, Chloe and Tom and Lauren again and Ollie and everybody else who's got in touch.
Thank you for that.
And voted away. We've had a few comments as well, which we'll sort of come on to. In fact, probably one is a good sort of qualifier.
Is that a good opening? Good sort of opening
for the question. So it's thank you to everybody at the Swan in Cheltenham.
Thank you, the Swan,
for asking this qualifier because it's going to save us having to think on the spot now.
May I just ask,
Mhm.
is the Swan in Cheltenham a pub, or is it a Swan from Cheltenham?
It's a horse-sized. No, it is a pub, and
Superb.
They do a lovely Sunday roast and lovely food for the rest of the week.
And we are looking for sponsors, aren't we? So
there
maybe.
we go. Here
maybe
we go.
the Swan could be the-
This could be it. This is your little free plug.
Yeah.
Here. But they asked the question: would you only smell like a skunk when you sweat, or would you
Ooh.
constantly smell like it? So
That's a fantastic question.
I've replied to them and I've said it's when you sweat.
Is it just when you sweat? Okay.
I think so. So I think the smell is quite overpowering. So that's the little qualifier for us going into.
Okay, so it's
into
not
this
a
question.
permanent
Is that
smell.
changed the way you're thinking a little bit? Is that
Oh,
going to
well, I mean, I don't know. It's thrown a curveball in there. I've got to be honest, but I don't know if it's changed things.
Well, shall I ask a question to you then, and we can?
Or I'll
see
ask
we
it
go.
to you, shall I?
Or why not? Why not?
Jack Higgins, would you rather sweat honey or smell like a skunk?
I would rather sweat honey. I'm going with the people.
You've
on
gone with
this.
the people.
It's the sensible decision.
It is, yeah. I agree.
Everybody loves honey. Well, most people love
Yeah.
honey, and if you don't, then you're probably a weirdo. Honey's great.
It is, yeah.
It's super, super tasty. It's very sticky though, and I think that's what sort of throwing
Yeah, that's a very good point.
a small amount of people towards the skunk smell.
Yeah.
They might not have a great sense of smell as it is anyway. So
No,
they
that's
might just
true.
be like, well, I can live with the stench.
Yeah, I suppose you'd get used to it, wouldn't you? After
Yeah.
a while.
So yeah, I've gone with stickiness, because
Yeah.
you don't sweat that much if you're not doing that much.
Speak for yourself.
So
Yeah,
you-
I know what you mean.
yeah, I think you'd sweat in bed quite often, like because you sweat during the night. So
Yeah,
that,
well-
that could be quite horrible. You'd have to wake up and you'd have to have quite a lot of. You'd almost have to have like a daily sheet,
You would have to change your
Change.
bed, wouldn't you? Yeah,
or put like a plastic sheet down,
yeah, some kind of.
or
What removes honey? What's a good block for honey?
I don't know. I've never.
No, I've never tried it, but normally there's kind of cleaning tips in there that you put like salt or something, and that helps. But what
That
gets
could
rid of
work.
honey? Hot water or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it dissolves, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Like you get it and it's crystallized in the jar, and you've
Yeah.
got to put it in some hot water to warm it up so you can put it on things.
Yeah, so I suppose you'd have to have like a deep clean.
Mm-hmm. I've just remembered a little funny prank as well. I've never tried it, but I hear it works. So here's one to try on your friends.
Yeah, try this at home.
Chatting about sort of plastic bed sheets and sweating during the night.
Oh dear, I can see where this is going already.
What you need to do is with your housemate or your flatmate is put a plastic sheet under their normal sheet,
Yeah.
but sprinkle icing sugar all over it.
Right. Icing sugar.
Icing sugar, and then put their normal
bed sheet on top
bed
of the
sheet on top of
icing
it.
sugar.
Then you've got to sort of get them to a state where they're either so tired or like so tipsy that when they get home they're just going to fall asleep.
Yeah, they're just going to not even pay attention.
And when they get into bed, they'll crash straight out. But because they'll sweat during the night, when they wake up, they're glazed like a donut.
That's brilliant.
Give it a try.
That is fantastic.
Let us know if that works.
Yeah, send in some pictures if you're glazed.
You
housemates.
can imagine waking up like a yum yum.
That's remarkable. That's such a weird thing to do.
I really hope it works. Yeah, I found out about it a little bit too late.
Why did you wake up as a donut?
No. I mean, like I had stopped living with people I'd play pranks on.
People that you'd want to
Yeah.
glaze.
So if I did it now, I'd end up glazing myself.
You would end up glazing yourself.
Yeah, and so that wouldn't be so good. So yeah, give it a try on your flatmates.
Would it work on cats? Because you've got a new cat, haven't you, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Could you glaze a cat? I suppose they don't really.
They kind of sweat through their pools, so they just
Yeah,
have
true.
like glazed pools.
They just have really like white.
Yeah.
They look like little
So-
snooker umpires.
Get him back to the
Yeah.
point.
Anyway,
You've
gone for sweat and honey.
Yeah, so I think that would be the biggest inconvenience is just waking up sticky because then
Yeah.
you could shower. And I think if you put on a lot of deodorant,
You'd be all right. Yeah.
you'd kind of keep the stickiness away
Would
to a certain degree.
the like sweating honey?
Hmm.
Would it be an instant? As soon as you start sweating, you know, you instantly honey pours out of you, or do you have like a build up of a light sweat, and then is it a heavy sweat's the honey, or
I think it's I think it's straight in, like just
Straight in.
Yeah, almost like a tree sap
okay,
kind of thing.
so it's running off you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just big globules of
God, what an image!
honey. Tom's asked a question on Facebook. He said, "Can he sell the honey?"
That's an excellent point, Tom.
What do you think? Could you
Well,
sell the honey?
that is actually one of the points I made, because I went for the same sweat and honey.
Fantastic! So it is going to be a
So
button flip.
It is going to be a button flip, yeah. And that was kind of one of the reasons, because I thought you could sort of jar it, bottle it, and sell it. You know, it's a business.
However, have you seen the James Acaster stand up where he's on about honey?
No, I haven't. It enlightened me.
So, long story short, very funny. Check it out.
Yeah.
I think it's part of his Netflix series. But he said he used to work in a shop and he found out that honey was a loss leader. So what that means is a loss leader is a product that you sell in a shop that you don't make any profit on it.
Oh,
In
right.
fact, you make a loss on everything you sell because it costs more to
produce it than
produce the honey
right.
than you get out. So if you were selling it, you'd have to have some other products to go along with.
But I suppose you could, if you're sort of bottling it and jarring it, you'd have a store of honey,
Mm-hmm.
and you could use that honey to make other products.
You could.
None come to mind, but you could.
You'd have to have quite a large store. Honey doesn't go off as well.
That's true,
So,
yeah. Famously, it doesn't.
Yeah. You could be like the Canadian government and have like a federal reserve
Of honey.
They've
Yeah.
got a federal reserve of maple syrup.
Have they really?
Genuinely
Goodness me, you know some unbelievable things, Higgins.
unbelievable rubbish, I think. Yeah. So
So yeah, I reckon you could sell it, to answer Tom's question.
What would you sell alongside it? Cause,
Alongside honey.
Yeah, because you'd have to sell something else. It's a loss leader, so
You need to
what else
sort
is
of
it?
back up. Can you use, how do you make fudge? Is honey involved in fudge making?
I guess it could be honey
Yeah, I
flavoured
suppose you can
fudge.
make a honey fudge.
That sounds super sickly.
It does sound absolutely vile, doesn't it?
I
But-
can only really manage like 2 or 3.
Mm.
Like, are they called tablets of fudge?
blocks, isn't it?
Blocks?
Tablet. Ooh, that's a great question.
Because there's another. Is it like the Scotch tablet or Scottish tablet, and it's kind of like fudge, but it's more crumbly, or
maybe it is a tablet of fudge.
pass
Piece of fudge.
piece of fudge,
It's not a slice of fudge, is it?
a lump.
Yeah, clump of fudge. Yeah, so I would, maybe a fudge, although like you say, it's sickly. I'll tell you what is good. Like honey and lemon when you're ill, when you've got a sore throat.
That could be very good. Do you know what could be amazing?
Go on.
Is I say amazing. You're gonna have to be fairly ill for this to be of any real benefit. But you know when you've got a cold and a bit of a fever,
Yes.
and you've got the sweats,
Yes.
sweat some honey straight into some nice hot Lemsip.
Yeah. Knock it back.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not bad, yeah.
It's self-producing.
That's true. That is true, yeah. That's a benefit, that.
Yeah, there we go.
A medical benefit for
that's
honey.
That's a tick in the box for
I
the
think
sweat and
so.
honey.
Absolutely.
Next,
Yeah.
no, but I think people would sort of take advantage of you a little bit though.
Well, yeah.
You'd be some crazy chef, like I'm imagining, like
You think like Heston Blumenthal or something?
yeah, I think he'd sort of chain you up in his restaurant, and
Make
you could
some kind of sweat crepe.
the honey boy in the cage, and you just go and rub bits of bread on him, and like that's the experience. That sounds like a Heston thing.
That
to do.
does, yeah, like his version of a fondue. You
Yeah.
just dip bread into a heavily honey sweating person.
Rub some toast on Jack in a cage.
I mean, there must be people out there that are keen to do that.
It's got to be someone's fantasy. It's,
Yeah. There's definitely a Groupon voucher out there for rubbing toast on Jack in a cage.
So, I guess we should chat about the benefits of not stinking as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And honey is quite a nice smell.
it is. Although you would attract a lot of bees.
That's what I was
And
going to ask you.
insects.
Would the bees be part of it, if you know what I mean? Would you produce the honey in its own right, or would you be producing bees as well?
I think you would. Good question. Maybe like by some kind of magic accident, there's like a beehive in you.
Oh.
Would that work?
Well, I mean, I suppose it would work, but it would be painful, I imagine.
Yeah. Actually, no, I don't.
I suppose you're maintaining the bees rather than actually producing them.
Well, yeah. This sounds too far fetched.
Yeah.
I'm happy to chat about sweating honey. I'm not happy to chat about bees living inside
so
you.
We're going for the
That's
the
too
honey in
avant-garde.
its own right.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you. I don't know, because if you wouldn't be the only, well, you might be the only one.
I think you probably would be the
But then
only
you'd be
one, wouldn't you?
would you be putting beekeepers out of business?
Well, no, because you're not really. I don't know. It wouldn't affect the bees, would it? In terms of, I mean, okay, honey producing. I suppose it depends how much you produce and how long it takes for the honey to come out of you.
Well, you could get really into fitness and just spend lots of time in like saunas and stuff. I guess.
True. Or on like, I've got rowing machine. If I was on my rowing machine, I could whack out quite a lot of honey, I imagine.
Bees don't make that much honey, do they? I think that's why it's a loss leader.
Yeah, because it takes a long time. And they don't produce it's not a big yield, is it?
Yeah, they only do kind of enough for themselves.
Yeah. That's true. So would the
pull
sweat
pull your finger out, bees?
Yeah, bees, slackers. Would the sweating that you do, would it be enough honey? Would enough honey be produced to just serve your own use, or would it be like an industrial amount of honey that's produced?
I think it's got to be like the equivalent amount that you'd like sweat normally.
Okay.
So
industrial it is for me then.
A great big bucket. I'm making some right now.
Like a vat.
I think it would.
Yeah.
But then I think you could kind of like disguise it a little bit, so like you wouldn't necessarily have to share it.
No, that's true. You could keep it.
Yeah.
I'd be worried about. Keep a
crumpet under each armpit.
This is a worry that I have most of my life. I'd be worried about being licked.
Wait. That asks more questions than it answers. Why would you worry? Why are you worried about being licked?
Well, because it's always a surprise, isn't it? There's an element of fear and surprise in kind of.
What? So you just you're off to the shops and you just that person might lick me.
Well, yes and no, really. I'm always fearful of the unexpected, which I imagine a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why it's called the unexpected.
True.
But there's always an element of it's one of those things that you never consider. First off, so like when you walk into the shops, or this might just be me, there is the element of what if someone tries to mug me?
Mm-hmm.
What if I see someone I know, because I'm socially quite awkward, and for me, number 3, what if someone tries to lick me, or spring something on me that I'm not prepared for?
That's quite.
And being licked is one of those sort of.
That's quite a worry.
Yeah.
I guess bumping into people if you were sweating honey as well would be even more. They'd be like,
"That's true, yeah."
Hey Nathan, are you okay? Are you sweating honey?
Yeah, that's true. It would put quite a lot of people off.
There's an animal somewhere that sweats milk.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say like a platypus sweats milk.
I mean, it's not got a lot going for it, the platypus, has it?
No. It looks ugly as hell and
sweats milk.
Sweats milk.
Sweats milk.
I think so.
Really?
Could be wrong. If I'm wrong,
Google it.
Yeah, if
Google
I'm wrong,
it right now.
Someone let me know. All right, I'm gonna
Google it now, please, Higgins.
Sorry, everybody at home. You're gonna just have to wait for my
Higgins to Google
that.
Why would it sweat milk though? Is it purely for its?
I think
young ones.
Yeah, I think so. Well, here we are. So first.
Don't Google sweating milk, Higgins.
You just asked me.
Yeah, I did.
The first 3 things that pop up are sweat milky white, sweat milk, and sweat milk platypus.
Oh, so it is the platypus then?
It is a platypus that sweats milk. They do give milk to their babies, but unlike almost all other mammals, they don't have nipples. Instead, they essentially sweat out their milk from pores along their stomach.
Wow.
So you could team up with a platypus. So milk and honey's a thing.
And fight crime.
It'd be like what's
Yeah.
that program? Phineas and Ferb. Have we got a crime fighting platypus?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So you could team up with them
Yeah.
because milk and honey is a thing, isn't
That
it?
is milk and honey is a thing, and I suppose in that sense, it sounds like the milk. This is quite a phrase I didn't expect to say. The sort of milking is quite localized to one
True.
area. So would it be the same? Would
Oh.
you just sort of sweat like forehead? Sweat would be honey.
Well, this is it as
Or-
well. Like some people sweat in different places, don't they? So like, some
Absolutely.
people get really sweaty forehead. Some people get really sweaty armpits. Some people get really sweaty other bits.
Thank you for not going where I thought you might end up going.
So I think that's my worry is that people would try to milk you, like
I mean, that is always a fear.
metaphorically and physically.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. So
And what I also worry, amongst many things, would you not start to get a bit bored of honey?
I don't know.
Because it would get a bit annoying, wouldn't it?
Probably. I think you'd eventually. I think you'd zone out to the fact it was honey. I think you'd just be like, oh, really, really sticky.
Yeah. And it could spoil occasions,
It
like
could.
weddings, for example.
It could make them though.
Well, yeah.
Could
It
make
could, yeah.
occasions. Like if you get some baklava out of the oven, you know, I'll have it. Oh wait, just stand by the oven a little bit more.
And then get a little
Drip
extra
away.
bit of honey, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a benefit, I suppose.
But no, yeah, it could spoil occasions, especially if you were say like on a date and you were nervous.
Yeah, first date nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to go down well.
No, you'd have to like just go to the nines with a sort of antiperspirant
You'd have to go
and stuff.
full body
Or-
antiperspirant.
Yeah, or just cover yourself in like I said, in crumpets or
Yeah.
something.
Wrap yourself in foil or something.
Yeah. Oh no, I think you'd sweat even more.
Yeah, that would make you sweat more.
Some kind of food stuff.
Yeah, pastry.
Yeah.
Pastry is always a good shout.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we answered that.
We've answered that quite well,
yeah.
I think.
I think smelling like a skunk's probably
Yeah,
a fairly obvious
I
one.
suppose we need to discuss that a little bit, though.
No one likes stinking.
No. Are there any benefits, though, that you can think of?
Oh, you'd keep people away if you didn't.
Yeah,
like, but
that's-
then you'd
that's
keep
true.
everybody away.
Nothing wrong with that.
There we go.
No, I that's the only kind of counterbalance argument I had, is that as a sort of defence mechanism, say you're cornered in a mugging situation. We're
So-
talking a lot about mugging tonight. I
Someone's
apologise.
going to come and lick you.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's trying to lick you. You're sweating out of the fear of being licked.
Yeah.
Smelling like a skunk is probably going to put them off more. Although, the initial shock of seeing someone sweat honey might...
Well, I don't know if it'd be both, unless you're sweating honey that stinks like skunk. That would be
Skunk
horrific.
honey.
Skunk honey. That sounds like a euphemism.
That sounds
horrible.
disgusting, doesn't it? But yeah, I suppose as a defence mechanism,
Mm.
smelling like a skunk is good. But we had this conversation, didn't we, off air? I don't actually know what a skunk smells like.
No,
I had to ask what it...
I don't think I want. The closest I've got is I used to have like a scratch and sniff book as a kid.
Nice.
Do you remember those?
I do remember them. Yeah, we had one in primary school.
I think there's just at some stage in sort of like the mid or early 90s, they were all the rage. I remember just getting one with like a magazine or like cards you could just get,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, and there was one that smelled like a skunk,
Really?
and that's the only.
Can you remember what that...
Oh, it smelled vile.
Did it?
Yeah, but then there was like some other nice ones. There was like ice cream.
There's
and-
there's always strawberry in those books.
Ah,
There's
yeah,
always
yeah.
a
And
strawberry.
chocolate.
Strawberry chocolate, yeah.
Whatever happened to scratch and sniff?
I don't know. You don't see them anymore. There's not so much demand.
Bring it back.
Bring it
honestly.
back. I like a scratch and sniff book. They were good.
Well, on that note,
Oh, yeah, we've thoroughly argued.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's no other benefits apart from
No, I
that.
think that's it, isn't it, for being a skunk?
Yeah. So I'm guessing we are on coin flip / button flip.
We are
side.
on a button /
So
coin
would
flip.
you like to do? Would you like like flashish side up, or kind of the side with the ridge?
I will go the side with the ridge up, please, Higgins.
Oh, he's clawed it back.
Clawed it
He's
back.
got a point.
I will write that in. I don't have a pen with me at the moment, but I will write it in.
I don't believe you. No, it feels good.
So you've
I'm
got 14. It's 14
2
points to
episodes.
16.
2 episodes back.
You deserve that, sir.
Or 2 episodes away from the grand comeback.
Yeah, the greatest comeback of all time.
How many points was I down at one point?
You were down
5?
quite a lot. 5, I think. I think you might be right, 5 or 6, and you've clawed it back beautifully.
Incredible.
Stunning.
Absolutely incredible scenes. Well, if you'd like to help me along my way, you can send in some questions for us to answer for future episodes.
Yes.
And you can send those to the following places.
I'll do that now for you, sir. You can tweet them to us at DSH Podcast. Our Facebook page is Duck-Sized Horses, or you can email them to ducksizedhorsespodcast@gmail.com. As Jack says, send in your questions, and if we pick one of your questions, once we've put them into the spreadsheet of wonder, as Jack said earlier on, it spits out a question sort of a week or so before we record. And if we pick your question, Jack, what do they win?
You win a signed rubber duck.
And who's it signed by, Jack?
It's signed by me.
And me.
And that is just fantastic. It's what everybody wants.
It is.
So,
It's in
and
high
if
demand.
you get them in now, you'd be in time for Christmas.
You would, and they make a great Christmas present for someone you dislike immensely.
So yeah, get in touch. Send
Yep.
send some bits through, and you can leave us a voice message as well if you click on the link in the description. You can give us a little. We'll give you a little shout out. So let us know if you'd rather sweat honey,
Yeah, or smell like a
or
skunk.
smell like a skunk. Give us a little reason why,
Yeah.
or even if you just want to say hello, or if you just want to do your best horse or duck impression.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
And also, there's competition stuff.
Oh
which
yes,
Jack will explain now whilst I pick up the bit of paper.
So
I just
yeah,
dropped.
on that subject as well, with sending impressions and things in, you can send us in a photo of a duck or a horse, or a video of a duck or a horse, or anything duck or horse related,
Absolutely.
and you will also receive a signed rubber duck.
You will.
So those places again are.
Would you like me to run through them again? So, take your picture or photo or video or whatever it is of a duck or horse or both, and tweet them to us at DSH Podcast. Our Facebook page is Duck-Sized Horses, or you can email them to ducksizedhorsespodcast@gmail.com. If you've not done that before, you could always message me or Jack privately, and we'll put them through. We're not strict, as we've said. We've had all sorts of kind of different types. We've had toilet duck, haven't we? We've had recipes for cooking mock duck. You know,
That
we're
was
not
good.
strict.
Yeah,
Mock
yeah.
duck was delicious, actually, wasn't it?
That was
So
great.
we're not strict, and we really do love seeing them. It's always great fun and a great laugh. And I think we must be on like a 4 duck rollover, because we haven't really had any competition entries for a little while.
No,
So
I think it is.
there's an incentive for you.
Win a bunch of ducks.
Win
What's a collective noun
Is it
for
a flock?
ducks? A flock
a
of ducks.
herd of ducks.
A herd of ducks. Well,
Win
yeah.
a lot of ducks.
What's the collective noun for a herd of horses?
I think you've just done it there. Yeah. But yeah, so there's an incentive for you. And while you're on your various social networking sites, sending stuff in and getting in touch, open a fresh tab and go on our website, www.ducksizedhorsespodcast.com. There you can find pictures of previous competition entrants, so you can get a bit of inspiration. And if episode 30 happens to be your first ever episode, where the hell have you been?
Get back and listen to the other
And
ones.
if you want to catch up on episodes, the website is the best place to do it. There are a few episodes that I would say avoid. We've talked about it before, haven't we? Maybe start at the farts one and work up.
Yep. It's a team of horses, by
Is
the
it a
way.
team of horses?
can
I
all-
wondered what that shocked surprise was.
And sorry, back on the tangent.
Yeah.
Ducks is broken into flying ducks, ground-based ducks,
Ground-based ducks, yeah.
or water ducks, and also something called dunlings.
Oh,
What's a dunling?
I don't know.
I'll ask some research to do for next time.
That is
but
some research to
a
do.
group of ducks could be a flock, a brace, a battling, a raft, a team, a paddling.
A paddling of ducks. I like that. So earn yourself a paddling of ducks. Just get involved. And as we say, we do love hearing from you. It's always a great laugh. And it's nice to see your comments and stuff. And we try our best. And by I say we try our best, Jack tries his best to reply to all your comments
Yes.
and everything. So we're very grateful for that.
Awesome. Right, I'm going to go and get some crumpets under my armpits.
And I'm going to go and think of things to do with honey.
Lovely.
Superb.
See you next time.
This podcast is part of Britpod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritpodScene.com or Britpod Scene on Twitter to find out more.